Going on, y'all? It's your boy, Stock Holiday, right back at you again with the latest and the greatest in these cryptocurrency markets. Do me a quick favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are getting ready to talk about the Cryptocurrency Clarity Act. This is one of the most important pieces of law pertaining to cryptocurrency. We're all invested into cryptocurrency, been in cryptocurrency for some years. We have finally come to a point to where we could possibly finally have rules and clear regulations for cryptocurrency. This could do a lot for cryptocurrency. Tomorrow is a monumental day. We're within the next 24 hours, the crypto law that could change everything. I'm talking about we're within 24 hours. A lot of powerful things and explosive things can happen in the world of cryptocurrency. The Clarity Act is here. What type of motions will happen tomorrow? What will these politicians do that have the power to launch and take cryptocurrency to some massive spaces? So I'm a little bit excited about what is amongst us. I'm a little excited about what we are and will be faced with tomorrow. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things transpiring in the world of cryptocurrency. As we take a look at the cryptocurrency space, we take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is $79,600. Very strong holding for Bitcoin. Very strong position for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin dominance is at a flat 60%. If it ticks down one, it'll go to 59.9%. So that right there is positive notions. Ethereum dominance 10.3%. We know over the past few days we have been seeing various altcoins have a little bit explosions to where it has people talking about altcoin season and things of that nature. Pump your brakes, man, when you start to talk about altcoin season. Pump your brakes. We are just now hopefully coming out of the bear market. Hopefully we have seen the bottom. So we're going to pump our brakes and pump the brakes of others that is talking about altcoin season. But what if we're talking about cryptocurrency in the land and world where anything can happen, right? Anything can happen in this land and world of cryptocurrency. Not going to be surprised as far as what can transpire in cryptocurrency. We have seen some amazing things happen in the world of cryptocurrency where it really shocked us. So it's definitely possible that we can get shocked again. But tomorrow is Thursday, May 14th. We are within 24 hours to where the Clarity Act will be voted upon. A lot of moves, a lot of things can happen tomorrow. Brace yourself. Just when you think you know what the heck is going to happen, things will shock you. So you don't want to get caught off guard. You want to be prepared. You want to be ready. Because like I tell you, when this thing start to roll, when this thing start to rocking and rolling, tomorrow could be it. You know, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. But if things transpire, we might see a pump if we get some positive news. But there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts that's happening right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin is currently doing. Bitcoin $79,606. Over the month, Bitcoin is up just about 7%, which is excellent over the past month. Over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin was up $81,500. Then we started to see a little bit of a retrace, a little bit of a correction, went down to $78,000 this morning. So now we're trying to slowly pull out of the most recent correction. All of these are healthy moves. These are healthy dips. These type corrections are necessary. These type corrections is what we want to see. We want to see a natural progression of Bitcoin. We don't want to see it just go parabolic and shoot straight up, even though that would be nice, but that is not a healthy way to see Bitcoin grow. We want to see it do it the natural way. Having a little bit of a correction after we see the pumps, almost $82,000. A little bit of a correction, retracement back to $78,000. Now we slowly pull and slingshot our way back up. Maybe this little bit of a correction, $78,000 that we saw this morning, could be getting us in position to do great things tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Clarity Act. Tomorrow is decision day, May 14th. So everybody is on pins and needles, paying attention, wondering what is going to go on. Take a look at the past week. Bitcoin has just been, that's a strong chart right there. Bitcoin has just been holding its trend lines. You see strength, a little bit of dip, $79,266. See a little bit of a pop. Nothing wrong with some excitement. We got excitement right there, $82,300. That was great excitement. What happened after that? Pulled back a little bit, $80,000, and then we just continued to show strength, holding that $79,000, $78,000, $80,000 level, which is excellent. That is what I want to see. I don't want to see a lot of volatility to where Bitcoin is starting to slam down very hard, very aggressive. This is what I like. Consistency. A little bit of sideways action, a little bit of up and down, but when you zoom out over the month, then you can see the growth. $74,000 right here, April 15th. About a month later, we May 13th, May 14th, with $79,000, $80,000. So this is an excellent trend line for us to pay attention to for sure. Levon Lawrence, what's going on with you, my brother? How's everything with you, man? Hopefully you're ready and prepared like everybody else for the decision of the Clarity Act. What is the Clarity Act? What will the Clarity Act do? We're going to discuss and talk about that as well. But $79,600 is an excellent level for us to be at. Bitcoin dominance 60%, Ethereum dominance 10.3. You take a look at old man Ethereum $2,262. Nothing to write home about. But like I say earlier this morning, Bitcoin did dip down to $78,000. A lot of our altcoins took dips this morning. This thing is not going to go up in a straight line. We have been seeing great moves over the past couple of weeks. It was time for us to see a cool off. Getting a little bit of a cool off today. Even Solana's back down at $91. We saw Solana almost get to $100. If you was like a Solana when it was 97, 98 bucks a few days ago, how you like 91? How do you like a discount of a $91 Solana? Because you best believe when it get back to 97, 98, unfortunately, people are rather buy it at 97, 98 than to buy it at $91. We've seen it time and time again. Dogecoin, 11 cents. A few months ago, we were just talking about Dogecoin at a nickel. People was hesitant, didn't want to buy Dogecoin at a nickel. You're talking about doubling your money. It's 11 cents right now. And it goes on and on from altcoin to altcoin. Watching these things grow is very impressive. As I look at some of my portfolios and I zoom out, I look at them over the past couple of months, and some of my coins have doubled. Some of my coins have doubled in a couple of months. But I think back when I was actually buying those coins, when the market was down, the sentiment was not in a good space. It was not easy to buy. I'm going to tell you that right now. It was not easy to buy when the Fear and Greed Index was 11. When the fear and greed index was 15, you're talking about extreme fear. That was tough. But experience and having skin in the game and time in the market, I was equipped with the knowledge of what to do in that particular situation. So things are starting to pan out and look well. You look at the market over the past 24 hours, not a lot to talk about or write home about because Bitcoin dipped today. And as Bitcoin dipped, the rest of the altcoins will move accordingly. So we got a lot of things in the news that we're going to talk about. Most importantly, the Clarity Act is amongst us. What will happen tomorrow? How will the votes for the Clarity Act look tomorrow? We have Jerome Powell's last day is in a couple of days. He got 48 hours left on the job as the Fed chairman. May 15th is the last day for the current sitting Fed chair. Kevin Warsh was confirmed. Senate vote of 54 to 45 or something like that. It's official. I don't think anybody doubted what was going to happen there, but that is a great pivot point for the market. We're also going to talk about that. So there's a lot of things that we're going to discuss, a lot of moving parts when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. We know cryptocurrency is always moving. There's always some excitement when it comes to cryptocurrency. Like they say, there's never a dull moment when it comes to cryptocurrency. So let's get into this Clarity Act. Let's get into the Clarity Act and discuss some of the things that we could be facing tomorrow. Tomorrow, May 14th, 2026, the United States Senate Banking Committee is scheduled to vote on the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act. This is what everybody's been waiting on. This is a markup vote, not a final passage vote like a lot of people think. A big difference. This vote is going to determine whether the bill advances from committee to the full Senate floor. Very important. So what is this vote in this committee that will be meeting tomorrow? What does it consist of? Well, it's going to be Republicans, 13 Republicans, including Chairman Tim Scott. We know Tim Scott has been favorable for cryptocurrency. Senator John Kennedy, a lot of pro-cryptocurrency politicians who has now said he will vote in favor. Senator John Kennedy said he will be in favor of the Clarity Act. All 13 Republican votes are needed to clear the committee threshold. So that's very important. There also will be 11 Democrats, including Senator Elizabeth Warren. And we know that she is also pro-crypto. And she will be leading the opposition efforts. Democratic support remains uncertain due to the unresolved ethics concern tied to Trump family crypto holdings. And that right there is critical point. It's going to be 11 Democrats, but the Democratic support is going to be some uncertainty because they are not too happy with some of the unresolved ethical issues relating to the Trump family and their movements with cryptocurrency holdings. Whether it's the Trump meme coin, whether it's the Melania meme coin, and all the other dealings that we've seen the Trump family do with mining, Bitcoin mining plays and World Liberty Finance, all of this stuff that we all know about. The Democrats are going to have a discussion about that. So that right there may hold things up, but we're going to stay positive because we know that we need some crypto laws, rules, and regulations. So some of the key points about the vote. The Republicans have secured enough votes to advance the bill, even if all Democrats oppose it. Now, that's huge. The Republicans by itself could really secure enough votes to advance the bill. That's a key point. The next key point, if it clears tomorrow, the bill will need 60 votes in the full Senate to pass. Then a reconciliation with the House passed version from 2025. Well, we know last year the House passed the version was the Genius Act. We know the Genius Act passed, which was excellent. So this is just the next step for us to get to rules, laws, and clarity regulations for cryptocurrency. So then we also have the opposition from the banks. Are the banks opposed to the Clarity Act? Are they opposed to cryptocurrency? It says the American Bankers Association and other banking groups are lobbying against certain stablecoin provisions, warning they could encourage deposits to move from banks to crypto. And that is why the banks are not in favor of the Clarity Act. They don't want people to have their money sitting in stablecoins. They want their money to continue to sit in these banks like they have been doing for years and years and years. The bank don't want to see the money transferred from them and placed into these stable coins. So tomorrow's vote will be decided by 13 Republican senators, pretty much, with Senator Kennedy's change of position tipping the balance. Democrats will be present but are not expected to support the bill due to the ethic concerns revolving around President Donald Trump. So it looks like we could really be in a positive space tomorrow. We know that the president, we know a lot of the Republicans are pro cryptocurrency. They are in favor of crypto. So we could see some positive news tomorrow. If that happens, the cryptocurrency market probably will be a little bit irky-jerky. Prior to the meeting, we may see a dip. We may see some buying opportunities. The market may go down to $77,000, $76,000. If the Clarity Act is passed, we could see this thing moonshot. We could see the cryptocurrency market moonshot tomorrow. $79,600 for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could break $83,000, $84,000 tomorrow. Bitcoin could pump $3,000, $4,000 in one day. Tomorrow could be that day. And what about Ethereum? When have the last time we've seen Ethereum pump? When has been the last time we've seen Ethereum pump? Ethereum is due for a pump. We've most recently seen Solana have a nice pump. Solana tested $100. That's excellent. I think that was an outstanding move by Solana. Dogecoin is even showing signs of strength. Zcash is showing signs of strength once again. Bitcoin Cash laying flat. Will it start to have its breakout? Chainlink finally broke above $10. Jasmine Coin had a recent splash. So tomorrow really could send a lot of these coins into a great place. Look at the crypto bubbles. A lot of altcoins are green. Jasmine Coin still green. Sahara. It's a lot of green coins. And the amazing thing, Craig Beats, what's going on with you, my man? Shouts out to Craig Beats. The amazing thing is what always mind-boggling is that these are all new coins for the most part. I mean, we know Aerodrome Finance. A lot of these coins are new from the previous cycle. Celestia, we know about Celestia. Luna, C, Optimism, Immutable. Everybody know Jasmine. A lot of new Onyx coins, a lot of new coins. That's why we say each cycle, there's always a new mix up of coins. Decentraland Mana is still there, Helium Network, but interesting to see how the market mixes, shuffles, and plays out. So the Fear and Greed Index at 46. Now I don't mind. I don't mind the Fear and Greed Index holding steady, not spiking. I don't want to see the Fear and Greed Index spike at all. I don't want to see the Fear and Greed Index spike. I wanted to see it just continue to trade between 40 and 50. I wouldn't mind 40 and 53. The Fear and Greed Index just hold strong, hold its position between 40 and 53, and I think we'll be okay. We don't need to see any dips to the downside where the Fear and Greed Index is going to get back to 20, and we don't need to see any outrageous pumps to where the Fear and Greed Index get to the 60s, but it's possible, especially tomorrow. Within the next 24 hours, we will be met with the Clarity Act deadline votes that we have been waiting on for a while. That time is here. That time has come. So we're going to see how that plays out. A couple more days, Jerome Powell, his last day is May 15th. That is going to be market changing. That's going to be market changing. No longer will we be having FOMC meetings and Donald Trump's going to be upset. If Donald Trump want to see the financial markets moonshot, it's going to be tough. But keep your helmets on, keep your seatbelts on, because this thing could really get interesting. The Clarity Act passed. Kevin Warsh come in and replace Jerome Powell. Those two catalysts right there could really send the market to the moon. COINBASE CEO Brian Armstrong is now on board with the Clarity Act. For a minute, he was against the Clarity Act in some of the readings inside the Clarity Act. Now he seems to be on board with the revisions made, so that is positive. We know Brian Armstrong is one of the leaders when it comes to cryptocurrency and the CEO of COINBASE. He is a factor in a major way. So that's going to be interesting, and that is interesting, the fact that he is now in favor of the Clarity Act. So there's a lot of geopolitical things moving and going on in the world. We know we still have tensions in the Middle East, the Iran war. Most recently, Donald Trump, him and a bunch of his goons, went over there to China, have a sit down, have a meeting with Xi Jinping to discuss business. Let's sit down and talk business. The leader of China and the leader of the United States sitting down to discuss business. Getting ready to... Yeah, it's been a long day, man. Definitely been a long day. I feel you. But Donald Trump, him and his buddies are over there in China to have a sit-down discussion with the president of China. I think this is pretty positive for these guys to be sitting down in discussion. How can we come to a mutual agreement? How can we agree upon something? Whether it's business, whether it's war, what can you do to help us resolve these tensions over here in the Middle East? But before that, they're going to talk about business. They're going to talk about artificial intelligence, AI, computer chips, which is running the world. So Donald Trump went over there with a lot of his buddies, a lot of the big dogs, a lot of the CEOs. And these guys are ready to sit down and talk business, which is huge to see the President of the United States see how he can discuss some things with China. He's over there with the big dogs. He's over there with Elon Musk. We know Elon, you see Elon Musk right there. Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter. He over there with Tim Cook from Apple, the CEO of Apple. He got NVIDIA representatives with him, Jensen Huang. He got Larry Fink over there with him from BlackRock. So he got the big dogs. He got the billionaires over there with him. These guys are going to sit down, and I'm sure the president of China is going to be pretty impressed, because to see all the big dogs, hey, Trump brought the big dogs with him, and that's what you got to do. If you want to impress somebody, bring the big dogs out. So he got all the big dogs. They're going to talk about the trade deficits with China. They're going to talk about tariffs. So this meeting right here could be huge. What will come out of this meeting? What will come out of this meeting? If they can come to an agreement, talking about computer chips, talking about tariffs, this could really move the needle also. This could move the needle. We know Apple is very heavily involved in AI, Elon Musk, NVIDIA. What type of movements will happen as a result of this meeting? And we're also talking about the Clarity Act. These are two huge catalysts that could really, I'm talking about sending the Dow Jones S&P 500 to the moon, Bitcoin to the moon. I mean, there's a lot of positive things that are happening in the background. Some of the things we know, some of the things we don't know. If they really put a positive spin on this meeting, he says she about to tell Trump to put his hands out so he can. Hey, we're going to see how it go, man. We're going to see how it go. But like I say, even for these guys, even to just be able to sit down and talk and discuss, I think that is huge. I think that right there is huge. So that's a positive catalyst. That's something positive that we really need to be focused on and paying attention to. As the Bitcoin cryptocurrency markets start to stabilize, we're seeing what direction Bitcoin is going to go in. $79,387 for Bitcoin. Earlier today, we did see it dip to $78,000. Fear and Greed Index dipped a little bit to 46. But in my opinion, this is right where we want the market. We want the market to be a little bit down. And $79,300, I think that's an excellent level. That's not down to me, but it is down from where we were most recently. We're down 2% over the past 24 hours, so that's down. We were $82,300 yesterday. So yeah, technically we are down from yesterday, but when you take a look at the overall scope and spectrum of what we've been through most recently, $79,000 Bitcoin is awesome. We're seeing altcoins start to break out of their shells, start to show some signs of life, which is all we want, all we ask for. Just show that you can fight, that you'll be willing to fight, is what we want to see from altcoins. 80% chance Bitcoin hits a new all-time high in 2027. Interesting. Wells Fargo bond Ethereum ETFs. It's a lot of moving parts. XRP has been quiet. XRP has been quiet. Typically when XRP is quiet, who knows what is cooking in the background when it comes to XRP. Dogecoin is starting to wake up a little bit. Elon Musk is still the Doge father. I'm surprised he haven't come out and tampered with Dogecoin. Dogecoin is up 21% over the past month. It's quiet, but up 21% in the past month. I think that is huge. Dogecoin is the number 9th largest cryptocurrency coin in the world. This coin is just continuing to grow. Now it's number 9. Now it is number 9. Jetpack ISO, what's going on, man? He say ZBet Network. Y'all better get y'all, son. We're going to take a look at ZBet Network. What type of payments will be allowed or utilized with Dogecoin is a question that a lot of people are asking. And from the past, we know that Dogecoin typically leads the alt season phase. Why are we talking about altcoin season in 2026? But typically, Dogecoin leads the altcoin phase. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the expansion. And we have definitely seen an extended consolidation phase over the past month. Up 21%. As we zoom out and we look at the red, we look at the drip, 30 cent, September 2025. And then we see the decline. I'm talking about a nasty drip from October. 20 cent, 18 cent. I'm talking about it's leaking. 19, 16 cent, 15 cent, 14 cent. Ooh, talking about leaking, right? December 2025, 13 cent. Boom, 12 cent, December 30th. A little bit of a pump back in January 2026, 15, 16 cent. And then he just started to leak on out. I think we hit about 7 cent, maybe, something like that. Back at 11 cent. What type of direction will we see from altcoins? And we know typically Dogecoin has been the leader when it comes to leading these altcoins. Though we need to see action from Dogecoin. We need to see Ethereum strengthen up and hold its chest out. And we need to see Solana. We've seen Solana most recently have a nice little two-step. St. Maxi, what's going on with you, my guy? Good evening to you, man. Cleveland 107, Detroit 105. Wow. Overtime. Oh, they still in overtime. Hey, they going at it, boy. That boy Donovan Mitchell. Boy, Detroit got their hands full. Cleveland 112, Detroit 105. Yeah, Detroit got their hands full dealing with Harden and dealing with the Spider. Nah, it's gonna be New York and Cleveland, which is gonna be interesting. This might be. It's been a minute since we've seen New York go to the finals. Probably since even during Michael Jordan days, New York never went to the final because Jordan used to always beat them. They make it to the Eastern Conference Final, and Jordan get them up out of there. John Starks, Anthony Mason, Patrick Ewing. Who else they had on that squad? They had squad. Oh, Charles Oakley. They had squad, boy. Okay, 113, 109 is the final. Psh, cold game. We see what happened with San Antonio. That boy Wemby. Oh, they got to the finals? That must have been when Jordan had retired. Jake Green, what's going on? He said they did get to the finals. Pat Ewing got to the final. They got beat by Olajuwon, huh? Okay. Well, hey, I think they might go back this year. I think Cat Carl Anthony Towns and what's that shooting guard, the little light skinned fella they got? Dude with the braids. What's that boy name? Hey, New York got some pieces. And they got Coach Mike Brown. New York got some pieces. So it might be New York and San Antonio. Might be New York and San Antonio because I don't think nobody beating Wemby. Wemby is just, he different. Allen Houston was on that squad. Yep. That was, what was the coach name? Van something. Oh, and they had Greg Anthony. Hey, it's smelling like altcoin season. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Altcoins are warming up. You take a look at the altcoin bubbles. Altcoins like banana, meme coins, Telcoin. Jasmine Coin still up there. Van Gundy, that's right. Thank you. Jeff Van Gundy. Yes, sir. Them were the days, man. That's when basketball was the ish. K Slaves, what's going on with you, my man? Outruns New York. What's happening, my brother? Yeah, but this is the time where basketball gets exciting, man. We know LeBron got whooped, got swept. Damn, who the hell beat the Lakers? Who beat the Lakers? Damn, I just watched the game last night, too. I'm worried about the Clarity Act. But who beat the Lakers last night? The Lakers beat Houston. Oh, OKC. Oklahoma City, that's right. You can't put, man, Oklahoma City and San Antonio is going to be a fight. Oklahoma City and San Antonio is going to be a dog fight, man. That's going to be, hey, all eyes going to be on that game. All eyes are going to be on OKC and San Antonio. Look at that dip. $81,000 smashed all the way down to $78K. First week of May, second week of May, $82,000. Should I sell right here and go away? Boom, that's the first dip. $78K. What's going to happen tomorrow? Will we see a massive dip tomorrow? Will we see a massive dip tomorrow that will put egg in our face again and say, damn, you should have sold in May? I told you to sell in May. Will we see a massive dip tomorrow? Will we see a massive pump? This is cryptocurrency. This is cryptocurrency. Either one of those things can happen. $113 to $112. Okay, damn, Detroit. Man, the way OKC was looking, they got hitters, but that Wemby clogs up that middle, so ain't gonna be none of that driving to the paint. If your jump shot not working against San Antonio, you can't win. Because all that driving to the paint, Wemby ain't having that. The digital era, what's going on, man? He say he been shorting since 81,700. Hey, that's smart. That is smart. But if this thing get to popping and jumping tomorrow, if we get some positive news from the Clarity Act tomorrow, if we get some positive news out of China from the meeting with Donald Trump, Xi Jinping, Elon Musk, Tim Cook, NVIDIA, Larry Fink, BlackRock, if we get some positive news out of China tomorrow, that's it. The markets will moonshot. The NASDAQ is going to moonshot. Look at what the NASDAQ doing. Look at that dip. Look at that dip. And look how the market just eat that dip up. Look at that. That's a chart of beauty. That's a beauty. The NASDAQ closed at 26,402, up 314 points. 52-week range, 18,000 points to 26,000 points. And they've been trying to fool people talking about we're in a recession. The market's going to decline. The market's going to crash. And what are the rich folks doing? Making money. Making money, buying up the fear. They continue to place that fear monger in front of you. Have you running, scared, tucking your tail. And what do? Run it up. They run it up. They're making millions, millions. When you see that chart going up, that means they're making millions and millions. Over the past month, oh, look at that. Look at that. A thing of beauty. Past 3 months, look at that. It's a thing of beauty, man. I like to see it. I just wish more people understood the opportunities that we are in the midst of. He say OKC is undefeated in the playoffs. Yeah, they are. They swept. Damn, they swept round one. They swept round two. And they getting a lot of rest. Boy, that SGA, and he got a lot of help with him too. He got a lot of help. You say OKC being defeated and being undefeated in the playoffs means nothing against San Antonio. They coming to play, man. That youngster, whew. Hey, we've never seen a player like Wemby. Just like when LeBron came in the league, we had never seen a player like LeBron. So Wemby is the new main attraction. If it wasn't for Wemby, I wouldn't even be watching the playoffs right now. He said the golden age is upon us. I runs New York. What's going on, man? He said, yo, stock, what's your crypto starting five right now? It's hard to say right now. I haven't drafted yet. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting on draft day. Draft date is not quite here yet. But Bitcoin will be the center for sure. Bitcoin is going to be my Wemby. Bitcoin is going to make sure nobody get in the paint. Trying to figure out about Ethereum, trying to figure out about a Solana, which one of them I want to be power forward. Not sure which meme coins I'm going to run with. Look at Aster. There's an Aster coin too. What's your starting five, New York? What starting five cryptocurrencies you running with? I'm waiting on draft day so I could pick my starting five. So my draft day is not quite here. Y'all still got to do a little bit more research because I'm still kind of undecided on which coins I want to take to the promised land. But hit me down below. Hit me in the chat. Let me know your starting five crypto coins. And some people might not even have Bitcoin in their starting five. That's like saying LeBron James is not in your top five. T Works, what's going on, man? But like I say, there's a lot of moving part. Two young teams, it's going to be a shootout. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a shootout, man. Will it come down to experience? OKC are the champs, so you can never overlook the reigning champions. But that Wembanyama, man, whew, it's hard to deny that young man. All it take, you got one player like that. That one, you see, when he got kicked out that game, whole game changed. It'll probably be 3-1 right now had he not got kicked out. Not probably, it would be. It's still kind of early to pick my starting five. As anxious and exciting as I am about the market, it is a little bit too early for me to pencil in my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I know Bitcoin is going to be my center, though. That's for sure. As we see Bitcoin starts to slide once again, heading towards 78K, it still will always be the center of my portfolio. Got to have that balance. Got to have that foundation. Got to have that Wembanyama. St. Maxi said his starting five just came in. His starting five just came in. At point guard, ZBet Network. At shooting guard, XCN Onyx Coin. At small forward, PLUME. And power forward, I respect the heck out of his power forward, Ando. And at center, none other than Ripple XRP. Shouts out to St. Maxi. He placed XRP as his center. Wow. XRP is your center. That's tough. Bitcoin definitely the center for sure. He got XRP as his center. Is that like having DeAndre Ayton as your center? But XRP can shock us. It shocked us before. But to have it as your center, whew, that's tough. But XRP ain't no joke. If it really kick in, if we start to see some of these rules and regulations really take effect, we could easily see a $8 XRP. So, you can't be mad at XRP. But it is hard to see any center outside of Bitcoin. St. Max, I ain't lying, man. XRP as your center, that could be like DeAndre Ayton, bro. Oh, yeah, he brave. He brave heart. That's Mel Gibson right there. But take a look at XRP. XRP is going to always give you that pump. $3. XRP going to always give you that pump. $3. Soon and very soon, it's going to break 3 and get to $4. I think we did hit 383 before. It's going to hit 4. Nate Robinson at center. That's scandalous. Ooh, not little Nate. Remember that boy Nate Robinson got knocked out when he was, who was he fighting? I think he was fighting that YouTube dude. Nate Robinson was wrong when he was with the Knicks too, though. Nate Robinson was wrong when he was with the Knicks. But they say big money could be moving to XRP pretty soon. They say big money could be moving to XRP pretty soon. A lot of the large institutions' money are on the sideline. Whale wallets holding. XRP is stuck between 143 and 147. Pressure starting to build under the resistance. Momentum slowly shifting to the bulls. RSI above 50. Waiting for 152. Waiting for $1.52 XRP. Break above that, you got $1.60 XRP. Get past those levels, then we could be off to the races. If we get past those levels. Some of the XRP partnerships could start to be revealed. People are going to be looking at XRP at $1.40 saying, ooh wee. Over the past month, XRP is up 4%. And as you see, we saw that Dogecoin was up about 22% over the past month. Dogecoin is number 9. XRP is number 5. Is Dogecoin trying to get in position to start to flip some things? Our runs New York say still drafting, but Bitcoin at center. Bit and sword Tau. At power forward. Casper at small forward. Ooh, I like that. Shooting guard, Ando. Point guard, he said he waiting to draft. He might do a trade. He said he might trade up. Find somebody who got a number 1 pick. Trade them to fill that point guard slot. Which one of these coins would you like to draft? Tailcoin? Jasmine coin? What about putting Jasmine coin as your point guard? What about Sui? Nobody says Sui. Sui would be a dope point guard. Sui as point? Man. Hey, I think Sui might be on my 5-man roster. Bitcoin, for sure. Sui gonna have to find a spot. Ando or Arrow. Probably Ando gonna have to find a spot. That's 3. Damn, I might be ready to pick my 5. I might be ready to pick my 5, bro. But Sui gotta be. Sui gotta be on the board. You cannot let Sui be on a block and you don't pick Sui. Jasmine coin, man. Jasmine coin showing some get up. Take a look at Jasmine coin, see what's happening. Okay, I think Pendle gonna be on my block too. My point guard might be a meme coin. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Look at Jasmine coin. Ooh, over the past month, Jasmine coin up dub too. Jasmine coin hit 75 cents a few days ago. Now it's pulling back to 65 cents. He said I could put Tailcoin there. At that point guard position, you got to make sure you got you a solid point guard. You got the wrong point guard, whole team be jacked up. You see what De'Aaron Fox doing with San Antonio as point guard. That boy making Sacramento look like weirdos. Why you get rid of De'Aaron Fox? Jasmine coin up 21% over the past month. Over over the past week, it has made an awesome move. Still down 70% over the past year. That's how we know we have a long way to go. Got a long way to go. But that's normal for these coins to be down 60, 70, 80%. That's normal. So seeing those coins down that much, I love this area right here. I love this area where we at now, 0.006, even though we're up 20% on the month. Man, nothing wrong with this area right here. Look at the pop we had. Beginning of January 2026. Boom. Little fake pop. Little fake pop. Faked everybody out. Everybody thought Q1 was going to be it. January came, even Bitcoin hit close to 100K right here, something like that. Bled all the way out. I'm talking about bled all the way out, the entire market. Now look where we at. Now look where we at. Tomorrow is the day for Clarity Act. You gonna trade your shooting guard, Ando? Man, Pendle. It is hard not to. I might got my 5 ready. Who I got? I just got to put them in their proper positions. I got Bitcoin, Sui, Pendle, Ando. Damn. And it's hard. I got to have Solana or Ethereum. Damn. I guess I do got my damn 5. Wow, that's interesting. I got my 5, but I got 8 on the bench too. I got 8 on the bench too. That could get in at any minute and give you 20. Give you 20 and 10, give you a double-double. Man, we already know what Jasmine Coin could do. The fact that Jasmine Coin is still lingering around the 100s, Jasmine Coin is going to do, it's going to have some nice moves. Max supply, 50 billion. We know about the tokenomics of Jasmine Coin now. I think Jasmine Coin is going to do well. Binance, COINBASE, Jasmine Coin is all over. You can find it everywhere. Greatly accessible. Community still strong. It's beat down to the Mizax right now. Down 70%. Come on, man. Market cap, $320 million market cap. We know Jasmine Coin could get to $2 billion market cap easy. It could get to $2 billion market cap easy. That's about a 7x. That's about 4 cents. Talking about a 4-cent Jasmine. Talking about a 4-cent Jasmine Coin. I could see a 4-cent Jasmine. When was the last time Jasmine Coin was 4 cents? When was the last time Jasmine Coin was 4 cents? 2024. He said, y'all trading already, huh? Y'all trading already. He said, you know what? I might trade Ando for Jasmine. That Jasmine sounding kind of sweet. I might just trade Ando for Jasmine. And as soon as you trade Ando, guess what Ando gonna do? Go to the moon? No, but Jasmine Coin, shit. 2024, during that presidential election, Jasmine Coin did the fool. I could see a 4-cent Jasmine Coin. $2022, that was the bear market, but 2021 is when Jasmine Coin was acting a straight fizzle. I think Jasmine Coin got to like 30-something cent back there. The charts ain't showing it, but that's when we was making buku cash off Jasmine Coin. 2021. Yeah. We did about a 20x on Jasmine Coin. 2023, it was 0.004. And boom, had that damn pop to 4 cents. So yeah, I like Jasmine Coin, for the quick 4x, 8x type situation. Okay, now this is the real chart. This is the real Jasmine Coin chart. We know when Jasmine Coin first hit the scene over here in 2021, it was a lot of tokenomic issues, a lot of weird movements. Then boom, once that got flushed out, the tokens got balanced pretty much. Tokens got verified. Over here, the tokens was unverified. It was unverified for a very long time. So this is the chart that I respect. This is the chart that I believe in right here. So you take a look at this chart, and from this chart, the top of Jasmine Coin respectfully was December 2024. The stuff that happened in 2021, we cannot vouch for that. Can't vouch for it. Because the tokenomics was unverified. There was a lot of foolery going on there. A lot of foolery going on there. $16 million market cap for Jasmine Coin in 2022. Wow. And then you seen the journey as it continued to run in 2024. 16 million to 160 million. That's a 10x. 320 million. That's a 20x. I'm about to, I don't know about Plum, man. I mean, I've been sitting, I haven't looked at it. I'm going to take a look at it, though. But Jasmine Coin, you was buying that G thing in 2022, you be ready to retire. You be ready to retire. $16 million market cap. Today, the market cap, $319 million. Those are huge gains. Huge gains. We love the 20Xs. And if you'd have sold it right here at $2 billion market cap, good Lord. Woo, that's like, is that 100X? What the hell is that? 16 million. 180 million. 1.8 billion. Yep, that's 100X. That's 100X, bro. Golly. From 2022 to 2024, Jasmine Coin did a 100X. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So Jasmine Coin might be able to get a spot on my bench. Jasmine Coin might be able to get a spot on my bench. So I got my starting five. Will Jasmine Coin be able to get a spot on the bench? Cerebro, your six man. Hey, Cerebro is nice too. Hey, Cerebro is a sleeper. Hey, that bench, my bench gonna be deep. My bench will be able to step in and give you a double-double. Let's take a look at Plum. See what's going on. Ooh, this thing down 92%. Good Lord. Plum, number 324th largest cryptocurrency coin in the world. The market cap is $70 million market cap. 10 billion max supply. 50% of those coins are in circulation. Hey, Jasmine do get cute sometime. When Jasmine dress up, Jasmine do get cute. So you got to be careful. But never get married to any of these plays. You ain't got to get married to Ando or Jasmine. But let's take a look at Plum, see what's going on with it. Look like it's sitting on the Ethereum blockchain. It's on Binance, COINBASE, all the stuff. So the visibility is there and is checked off. Currently sitting at a little bit above 1 penny, down 92% since 2025. Now that is alarming. Lightweight red flag. Oh yeah, I've been killing them with shit. Cerebro went from 1 penny to 10 cents, something like that, the past couple of months. Hell yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. And very impressive. But a coin down 92% and this coin just came out. Okay, it's been out for a year, a little over a year. February 2025, it was 16 cents. Got to 21 cents March 2025, and now we're at 1 penny. Could this coin be ready to recover? Let's see what's been going on over the past 24 hours. Golly, this thing down 10%. Maybe it had a pump recently. Was it pumping over the past week? Yeah, this is a tough coin right here. Got listed on Astor Futures on the 11th. Then it dipped. Okay, had a little bit of a pump here. It was 0.0011, 0.0114. Went all the way up to almost 2 cents. Okay, so it did have a nice pump. Now it's correcting, cooling off. Will it pump again? $70 million market cap. Will it be a nice 10x? 5x get you to $350 million market cap. Can you do a 5x on this coin? He said it's a red flag, man. 15 yards, red flag. It's on Binance, it's on COINBASE though. Look at the visibility. But we found that don't mean anything no more, especially this cycle. I don't mean nothing no more, the fact that a coin is on COINBASE and Binance, unfortunately. Last cycle, that meant a lot. So this is a high risk, high reward. Can it go any lower than this? Can it go any lower than this? This is the bottom. What did it do in February? He said Plum deserves a spot on the court. Water boy, towel boy, mopping up the water with the mop. But it's on Coinbase for a reason, though. But looking at that chart, ooh, it is hard to have any faith in a coin like that. But that's how you eat, though. You find these coins where they low, where they beat down. Nobody believe in them. Sometimes these the ones that pop, though, for sure. So if it's a coin that you like, you got reasons for you liking it. Water boy. But the fact that it's down 94%, come on, man. 94% is almost down 100%. This thing, as my boy I runs New York through that red flag out there. Shit, you down 94%. You might as well, you might as well get up out of here. Down 94% is a red flag, yellow flag, and a white flag. Surrender. Yeah, I wouldn't play with this coin, but everybody's different. The return gonna be nice. If it return down 95%, shit, that return is gonna be huge. See what's going on with Solana. Solana had an awesome pump. Look at that chart. Look at that Solana chart over the past month. Solana had got down to $80, went all the way up to $97, $98. Solana got rejected before it crossed over to $100. $94, then slammed all the way down to $90, where it's at right now. $90. It's going to come back, and it's going to cross over $100. Got rejected right here on May 11th. It's going to test the $100 level again. Soon and very soon, it will cross and break that resistance level. Bitcoin reacted, pulled back lower after the CPI numbers came in at 3.8%, pushing inflation to a multi-year high, reducing expectations for near-term rate cuts. What will happen when the next FOMC meeting is in front of us? Higher inflation keeps liquidity tighter, making risk assets more sensitive to macro surprises. Definitely going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. Runs New York say his RWA plays. Ondo, Pendle, Rio, ZBet Network. Ondo Pendle is dope for sure. Jay Blue Dot, what's going on, man? He said, man, we got that Titanic music playing in the background. We got the Titanic music playing in the background just in case things get out of control tomorrow. Just in case things go sideways and get ugly tomorrow. We got the Titanic music already playing. Organic Production, what is going on, my guy? Shouts out to my man, Organic Productions in his house. AIOZ Network. Like I say, my bench will be able to outperform some people's starting five. Dig that. My bench gonna be dope. Shouts out to Organic Production, man. I appreciate the stars. I appreciate the jewels and all the stuff. Z1224. He say, what will Bitcoin be after the vote? Depends on how the vote go. Depends on which direction that these guys vote in. Looks like it will be favorable because the Republicans by themselves can push it to where it needs to be. So I think we're going to be okay. I think it is going to pass tomorrow's level. And I think Bitcoin is going to pump. Altcoins are going to pump. That's why I say the fact that we are going through a little bit of a dip today, I think that's positive. I think that's positive. Because after the dip, you see the pump. I'd rather be dipping right now and be red right now than to be green. Because we know after the green, you're going to see a dip. Just like after the red, you typically see a pump. We see some green. So I'd rather be red right now before the meeting. Shouts out to my man, Organic Productions, always blessing the channel with the stars and the sparkles and the hot chilies and all the stuff. Organic Productions is in the house. You already know when Organic Productions is in the house, he gonna light up the screen. He gonna make it look like the 4th of July. He gonna set the fireworks off. Shouts out to my man, Organic Productions in the house. hate how I clear my screen like that. Yeah, but we got the Titanic music playing in the background for sure. But I think we are going to be A-OK tomorrow. I think we're going to be solid as a rock tomorrow. The stock market has been very impressive, which also helps the cryptocurrency market. Look how the NASDAQ ate that dip up March 30th, 2026. Look at that dip. Look how I just ate it up. Bear market, man, bear market is almost done. I think the bear market is almost done. Shit, that dip that we had was, what, 3 months ago? That was February. We already in May. We're in the middle of May. We are in the middle of May. You take a look at Bitcoin. J Blue Dot, what's going on with you, man? J Blue Dot gifted us with the sun balloons and the jewels. We love the fireworks, man. We love the fireworks. Light that thing up. Give us some excitement. AMD been pumping like crazy. Tech stocks been pumping like crazy. Micron been pumping like crazy. AMD, Dell, Intel. Oh my goodness. Woo. It's been lit, man. We've been making a lot of money in the stock market. He say now's the time to top off your bags. Toro, what's going on with you, my brother? He say, what's up, coach? You think we ready to fly yet? I think we flying right now. We flying right now. You know, when you get off that tarmac, wheels start to go back inside. You start to get off the ground a little bit. You know, the pilot tell everybody to hold tight. Taking off. We taking off right now. We taking off right now. I think AMD and MicroStrategy are the easiest 5X plays in the next 2 years. MicroStrategy for sure. Because shit, if Bitcoin get to 140K, you know MicroStrategy is going to do amazing things. Amazing things. Will we dip below 79K? Will we touch 78K? Yeah, that's a cold chart right there. This thing was $200 a few months ago. Now we're at 446. What's the market cap on this joint? 730 billion, not even $1 trillion market cap yet. Yeah, AMD. That part. AMD not even $1 trillion. And Nvidia is almost $6 trillion, heading to a $10 trillion market cap. Unbelievable. I mean, if you're not paying attention to what these tech stocks are doing, you're going to be kicking yourself. You will be kicking yourself. This is easy money. Easy money. Oh, Intel. Intel said, don't forget about me. Over the past month, Intel was just at $60. Now we at 120. I'm talking about last month. Last month. A few months ago, Intel was at $40. That's a 3X. That's a 3X. If you're not diversified, if your portfolio is not diversified, and you just in high risk cryptocurrency coins, that's tough. Like I say, this is not financial advice. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell anything. This video is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. But what if? Amazing. Amazing. Let's take a look at 3 years. Look at that. Hey, you know what we call this right here? We call this discovery zone. When these doggone things get in discovery zone, look at that all-time chart. You go back to 1987, 1986. I actually, one of the first stocks that I ever bought, when I didn't know what the heck I was doing, when I bought my first computer when did I buy my first computer? I bought my first computer in 1993, I think it was. I was buying Yahoo stock. I was buying Intel. What was the price of Intel in 93? I was buying this stock at $3. Sold it. I didn't know what I was doing. Sold it. I was buying Intel at $3. I didn't know what I was doing. Sold everything in that damn portfolio. Whew. Oh yeah, the option plays. We've been killing them with the option plays. Apple made a lot of money on the Apple calls options today. NBIS been super good. NBIS. Yeah, Micron for sure. Micron is the one. I bought Micron at $100 last year. That's the one I sold. I sold it at 190, something like that. Something shouldn't have sold it, but at first it wasn't moving. And all of a sudden it started moving. Now I'm pissed off because I had to buy back in at a high. Turo, yeah, we see bananas on the crypto bubbles. It's up 22%. Look at Sahara. Sahara's up 78%. Yeah, you could buy bananas. I think it's on Uphold. Excuse me. NBIS. See what NBIS has been up to over the past month. Damn. Organic Productions making it rain. Gifted 100 times 2 jewels. Shouts out to my man Organic Productions. Lighting it up. Making it look like the 4th of July. Putting the sparkles in the air. Always good to light the board up. Light the board up, man. Gifted 2 more sparkles, man. All in one chat. All in one chat. Shouts out to Organic Productions lighting this thing up. Making it look like the 4th of July. Making it look like NBIS, the Nebius group. Now this thing been running too. The past month, it was just at $135. Now it's $208. Past 3 months, goodness. Whew. $86. March 3rd, it was $86. What's the market cap? $45 billion market cap. What the? Light that thing up. GG's time 20. $45 billion market cap? Man, I gotta write this one down. I didn't know about the NBIS. I gotta write that down. I gotta get some skin in the game tomorrow. NBIS. NBIS, huh? PE ratio 406.65. Year to date, it's up 147%. 1 year. The past 365 days, this thing is up 500%. Goodness. That meant it was under $1 billion market cap. 52-week range, $34 to $217. Now that is a monster. Tech stock. Whoo. That is awesome. Golly, look at that 1 year chart. Look at that. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. $30 to $208. Goodness. That is, what's that, a 3? Yeah, that is a beautiful graph chart for sure. Jay Blue Dot say he got leaps on Rumble stock, doing well. They got earnings tomorrow. Yeah, you never know how the damn earnings going to do. But Rumble, what is Rumble? Is that dating app or something? RUMBLE. See what Rumble up to. Rumble sitting at $80.35. Market cap $3.45 billion, but it's not a tech stock. Right? It's not a tech stock. Let's take a look. What's Rumble up to? 52-week range. The low was $4.62. The high was $10.99. It's a streaming and video website. Rumble. Oh, it's kind of like Twitch and all that. Ah, got you. Got you. Okay. Let's see. When was the IPO? How long has this stock been public? Got to be recent, right? 2023? $2021 it went public. Ah. Okay, it went public like they always do. They come out hot. They come out high, $12, $13. 2022, bear market came. Got down to $5. 2023 came and got down to $4, $3. Golly. 2024 elections came and ran up $14, $15. Most recently, we dipped at that bottom, $4.71. Now it's a runner. So they just acquired a data center, Northern Data. Sheesh. Interesting. Okay. But that NBIS, I will be getting some skin in the game in that ASAP. Yeah, but these tech stocks are the greatest. Look at MU Micron. $800. That shit $800? What? Micron hit $800? Son of a B. I was buying this SOB at $100 and sold it. Oh, you got to be kidding me. This thing almost $1 trillion market cap. I blew that one. Son of a gun. Why the heck? Yep, you can't win them all. But at least I did buy back in. But whew. That's a beauty right there. One month, $400 to $800. Golly. 3-month chart. $300 to $800. Magical. 1 year. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Hey, if that ain't a banana curve, that's how altcoins need to be looking. Tech stocks are looking like they are having an altcoin season. Micron technology is looking like it's having an altcoin season. This is what altcoin season look like. $98 to $802. That's an altcoin season. Look at the market cap. Almost $1 trillion market cap. Amazing. Freaking amazing. $21 earnings per share. God. Even Apple had a beautiful run today. Yeah, if you'd have bought some call options on Micron, whew. Yeah, but that's the way it go. That's the way it worked. Stock market is looking great. The next FOMC meeting, we could get some positive news. That'll be great if we can. Bitcoin is trying to dip below $79,000. Which is no big deal. Like I said, I'd rather be dipping when we are heading into a meeting that could be good news for us. Bitcoin struggles to reclaim $80,000. There we go, 78K. There we go, 78K. Long-term holders. Definitely will be interesting if we are somewhere here. If we're somewhere here. Mid-2022, mid-2026. Is this 2027? Is this our 2027 or 2028? Got to be 2027. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing play out. He's saying, will the Clarity Act kill crypto and the only value would be in stable coins? No, not at all. The Clarity Act is going to help cryptocurrency because it's going to solidify, it's going to label exactly what the parameters are of cryptocurrency. It's going to protect and place some comfort in a lot of the large institutions that's hesitating to get in the cryptocurrency space because of the lack of regulations, the lack of rules that is surrounding cryptocurrency. So once the Clarity Act becomes law, that's going to bring a lot more buying power, a lot more liquidity into the market. So that's going to be a great thing for altcoins, most importantly. People are comfortable with Bitcoin, people are comfortable with Ethereum, Solana, but it's the altcoins is where people are having and lacking faith in, not trusting in the various altcoins. So that is where the crypto Clarity Act will help altcoins, will help cryptocurrency as a whole. So tomorrow is going to be an awesome day. Like I say, within the next 24 hours, the cheese will move. One way or the other, the cheese will move within the next 24 hours when the decision of the Clarity Act is given. When they go live, tell us what the rulings were. Tell us what the results were of the votings. Going to be explosive. Going to be powerful. It's going to be a lot of volatility. It's going to be some ups. Going to be some downs. We've seen it before. We've seen the market spike down before the news, after the news. It'll run up. Will this be another buy the rumor, sell the news event? Will this be another buy the rumor, sell the news event? Only time will tell. We have less than 24 hours before a decision is rendered. Will there be news? Will there be a massive tweet that comes out tomorrow? Will there be a tweet from Donald Trump? Will there be a tweet from Elon Musk? How about Tim Cook from Apple? How about Larry Fink from BlackRock? All those guys are over there in China right now. Is there going to be a massive tweet tomorrow giving us news and updates about what's going on with China? What's going on with AI? What's going on with the partnerships with China? Imagine if we can come to a deal or get a partnership with China. Elizabeth Warren is panicking. She always panicking. Elizabeth Warren is always panicking. Bitcoin trying to scale back above 79K. Struggling to get back above $80,000. But let that Clarity Act pass tomorrow and Bitcoin will not have any problem getting back above $80,000. Tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. Tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. A lot of volume flowing in. A lot of volume flowing in. People are buying the bottoms. So the price has perfectly retested important resistances and reversed downwards. What if we see a spike up after the Clarity Act tomorrow? What if we see something like this? Bitcoin testing $82,500 once again. We're at $79,000 right now, $78,000, $79,000. Would be nothing to see Bitcoin pump $3,000 in one day. To see Bitcoin pump $4,000 in one day with some good news. This could be Bitcoin ready to make it and take its next leg up on some good news. Do you think Bitcoin can reach $100,000 in 2026? Do you think Bitcoin can reach $100,000 in 2026? 2018 bottom. Man, anything can happen. Anything can happen in this cryptocurrency space. We could get shocked. We can get surprised. We've seen it happen before. We've seen green candles. We've seen red candles. All type of movements in the market. We've seen dips, most recently, what we're going through right now. Bitcoin went from $81,200 down to $78,000. Red candle after red candle after red after red. Will we start to bounce back right now? Was that our local bottom? Now will we start to bounce back? 79K, 80K, 81. What type of news will we have in front of us tomorrow? Charles Schwab, a lot of the large institutions are getting ready. He said, I was watching a well-known investor saying he wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin hit $150,000 by the end of the year, provided it passes. I mean, shit, we already at 80,000. If it get 150, that's almost doubling. You know, look at what happened when the spot Bitcoin ETFs was launched in January 2024. Look how that's infused the market. Bitcoin hit its all-time high before the Bitcoin halving because of the spot Bitcoin ETF. So imagine what the doggone Clarity Act could do. Charles Schwab accounts are now rolled out to retail clients. That is huge. That's massive. Positive news. Starting today, the first group of clients can trade Bitcoin and Ethereum at Schwab right alongside their other investments. You talking about Bitcoin being scarce? You talking about more visibility in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? We talking about supply shocks, folks. It's all going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the leader. As Bitcoin leads the cryptocurrency space, old man Ethereum is always second in command. Ethereum is always second in command. Don't think that Ethereum is not going to explode. It's going to explode. Ethereum is going to explode. Let that Clarity Act pop off tomorrow. And you're going to see old man Ether do some things you haven't seen old man Ether do in a little bit. So within the next 24 hours, it could get active. It could get active within the next 24 hours as we get closer and closer to the Clarity Act deadline, voting points. Come out with some positive news tomorrow about Trump and Xi Jinping from China, Elon Musk over there, and all the AI gurus having discussions talking about business developments. We know that Taiwan is the largest manufacturers of the chips. Partnerships are going to be huge. Partnerships are going to be necessary. You talk about having these two things happen in one day. I don't know if you guys are ready. I don't know if you guys understand what is ahead of us. If they come out with some good news talking about some partnerships with Taiwan, China, United States, Nvidia, Apple, Elon Musk. Oh, come on, man. You can forget about it. If you think Micron is pumping right now, MBIS, I will be buying that tonight. AMD, SMCI is not pumping, but it can pump on this news. With the Clarity Act right there alongside of it, if both of those things happen, you can forget about it. You can forget about it. The markets could get very bullish. Back above $79,000 very quick. We did touch 78K. Bounced right off of that great support level. Just like we did here earlier today. Bounced off of that $78,000 support. They would call that a double bottom. 78. And then bounced right up to 79.7. Didn't cross $80,000. Boom. Went right back down to $78,000 support. But what if? What if we get some positive news tomorrow? What if we get some positive news tomorrow? What if the market just start to shoot up and spike? The young man did mention, what did he say? Somebody said $150,000? A well-known investor? He said a well-known investor, huh? That's all-time high, 126K. Well-known investor, huh? What if? Nobody thought Bitcoin would break its all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. Different cycle. Things have changed. The shift is happening. The shift is happening. A lot of things are moving differently. A lot of things are moving different. Yeah, look at all that red. We're due. We're due for some green trees, some green candles. We due for some of this and some of that. We due for one of these. One of these. Those are weeks. Those are weeks. Look at this. These were months. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. We're due. We are due. Jungu Jular, what's going on with you, brother Jungular? Derek 377, what's going on with you, brother? He say, hey man, where you from? Also, what is your price prediction for Q4 2026? I'm from California, man, Bay Area. Price prediction for Q4 2026 for Bitcoin. A lot of people are expecting Q4 to look kind of how it did in 2022. People want to see, this is our top 2021. So 2022 came. We saw Bitcoin go from 69K to 38K January 2022. July 2022, we were $20,000. It kept sliding all the way down to $16,000 in November 2022. So people are expecting to see the bottom of the market in 2026 because 2026 is our 2022, right? If we're talking about in terms of 4-year cycles. But understanding that it has been a shift since 2022. The spot Bitcoin ETFs were launched January 2024. That's when the shift happened. January 2024 came. Bitcoin was $44,000 January 1st. We saw that dip. It went down to $35,000, something like that. People got scared. And what did it do? That doggone thing ran all the way to what, $70,000 in March before the Bitcoin halving. We made a new all-time high. All right, my brother Derek, I appreciate you hanging out with us, man. We're going to see you tomorrow, brother. We're going to be in front of the line at the Clarity Act meeting. We're going to be in the front of the line. I'm going to save a chair right for you right up front. But people are expecting 2026 to behave like 2022, but I believe that we have had a shift. When the spot Bitcoin ETFs were launched and approved January 2024, all bets are off. The shift happened. Whether we call it a cycle change or a shift, I would like to call it more of like a shift. Derek, I appreciate you supporting the Stock Holiday channel, brother. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Much love, man. So my price prediction for Q4 2026, I think February 2nd was the bottom when we hit $62,000. I think that was the bottom, and that was February. So Q1 we bottom out. Typically, maybe we would have bottomed out in Q4 2026, but the fact that we bottomed out 10 months earlier, 9 months earlier than what we were supposed to, that gives us a lot of room to really develop, a lot of room to really grow. And you look at all the positive news that is coming out. The Clarity Act, come on, man. The doggone Clarity Act. You see what happened when spot Bitcoin ETF came January 2024. $40,000 ran all the way up to $70K, almost 100%, almost doubled. $40K to $70K, almost doubled. So $60,000 in February. What if we almost double? What if we go from 60K? We go from 60K to 110K. Definitely wouldn't surprise me to see 100K. You know, definitely wouldn't surprise to see 100K. We already at 79.80. Hit 82 the other day. So 100K is nothing. The market has shifted. Things have changed. A lot of moving parts. Don't get caught up and don't get fooled in thinking that things are supposed to line up and rhyme exactly. No, and not my viewpoint. But like I say, everybody is the CEO of their own portfolio. So everybody's moving differently. As far as me and the way I'm moving, are you still on Patreon? Yeah, I've still dropped videos on Patreon. We still be rocking and rolling on Patreon, man. Come on over there, join us on Patreon, man. You can hit me on the side. You got access to ask me any question. You know, I'll be up 24 hours a day. We be getting it in over there on Patreon, man. We be getting it in over there on Patreon, Brody. Tap in with a friend. Tap in with a friend. He said, I just got into crypto February 2025. Have about, oh shit, you got 0.9 Bitcoin? Oh, you solid. You almost got one whole Bitcoin. You good. You got Solana, Sui, XRP, Ethereum, and some Doge. Boy, you in good shape. My spot balance is some drawdown ATM at the moment, but our DCA just want to see some green. Oh yeah, this green gonna come. As long as you just be patient, it's gonna happen. Nick Stocks, what's going on with you, brother? You say, hey, Stock, first time watcher here. What do you think about the Clarity Act? Will be more beneficial to Bitcoin or Ethereum? The Clarity Act definitely is going to be beneficial for Bitcoin, but as it's beneficial for Bitcoin, it's going to be beneficial for the altcoins as well. The altcoins are not very trusted right now. So it needs some rules. It needs some regulations for the large institutions to feel comfortable, in getting some exposure. Remember last year we seen Solana have ETFs. We know Ethereum has ETFs that was approved. So once these laws come into effect, the Clarity Act give us some understanding and give some comfort to some of these large institutions who want to funnel money and put money into these altcoins. Man, these altcoins are going to shoot up. Even without the Clarity Act, guess what the altcoins are going to do? Shoot up. So imagine with the Clarity Act, these altcoins going to shoot up, man. We take a look at some of the altcoins we were looking at. These coins are doing what they do every cycle. What do? They get beat down 70%. They get beat down 80%, 60%. Then after that, they got forced in recovery. So the Clarity Act is going to give them a extra bit of a launching pad, a little bit more of a springboard so they can really moonshot, because we see it every time. And we understand that there has been a shift. So with that shift, all of the liquidity that's on the sideline, it's so much money on the sideline just waiting for the Clarity Act to get approved, man. And not to mention the AI. The AI thing is going to be huge. It is huge. The AI thing is huge. So I think we have a lot of things in store right now. A lot of good things in store right now. So I think we're in a good space. I think we are in a good space. Yeah, I think we're in a good space right now. This right here could be huge.
How significant it is, the president stepping onto Chinese soil.
Yeah, I mean, as your colleague said at the outset, I mean, this is the first time we've had a U.S. president visiting China in nearly a decade, right? And President Trump was the last one to make this trip back in.
First time you've seen a president visit China within the last decade. You know how the relationship has been with the United States and China. So this right here is huge. And they are discussing business, partnerships. What type of common goals can they come up with? Elon Musk is over there. Tim Cook is over there. Larry Fink, Black, all the big time billionaires are over there, all the big decision makers.
So this is fairly momentous, just the mere fact of the trip actually happening, right? And it is a shift in the overall tenor and vibe for the U.S.-China relationship, because after that trip in 2017, you of course had the trade war with Washington, between Washington and China. And then throughout the Biden administration, whenever there were encounters between the two presidents, it was always in third countries, right? I think there was a real hesitation on both sides to engage in this kind of reciprocal visit, especially since the relationship was in such a tense period, right? So again, I think...
And you better believe that this news is ringing all across the world, all across the world. The world knows what's going on. The world sees what's going on. We got NVIDIA over there talking to Taiwan. The largest semiconductor chip manufacturers are in the same room. This is explosive. And tomorrow we got the Clarity Act. So a combination of both of these two going on at the same time. You talking about the stock market could be getting ready to go to the moon. Altcoins, big man, we are in store for some great movements.
This really shows a shift, and again, almost back to an earlier era in some ways, it feels like, in the U.S.-China relationship. I mean, I think what's different now is that beneath the surface and beneath the pageantry, you do have a lot more contestation behind this, under the hood. There is real tension behind the surface, and I think in both sides, in both Washington and Beijing, I think what everybody is waiting for is when does this moment break and we return to a more competitive approach between the two sides and greater tensions.
Jonathan, that pageantry, this welcome ceremony, just a few minutes long, but small.
I mean, that's huge. You take a look at the ceremony. You got some great dignitaries there. A lot of the large institutions here. We're talking about billionaires. We're not talking about millionaires that is at this event, that is going to be at this 2-day summit over there in China. We're talking about reducing and minimizing the tensions. We know there's a lot of tensions over there in the Middle East, especially. With the Iran war is still in progress. At the same time, this guy decides to go over there and talk to China. That's huge. You talking about big kahunas? And you got to give Donald his props for that one.
This can have a big impact, especially for President Trump, who I think appreciates pomp and circumstance. Walk us through, even something like this can be so important in setting the stage for this summit.
Thank you.
Yes, I think, by definition from the Chinese perspective, these meetings are supposed to be.
And hold up, the crazy part about it, he just had another assassination attempt over there at, was it the Hilton Hotel over there in Washington, D.C., when the dude came in there and for him to still have the nerve to go out there to another country, China, hey, Trump is a beast.
Positive, right? Because they want to have that positive atmosphere, and they want to position their leader to have a positive meeting with President Trump. And I think, as your colleague indicated, they have been dealing with and thinking about how to engage and deal with President Trump for a decade now, right? And so I think they understand that this can have an outsized impact on.
Jay Bluefoot, he said we do control like 30% of their oil now. Man, Jay, it's a lot of stuff going down behind the scenes.
President Trump,
look at the red carpet
as he comes to Beijing and as he walks into the room tomorrow with Xi Jinping, right? I think they really want to emphasize that.
Hey, Trump loved that red carpet, right?
that positive spirit going into a meeting like this, and have really put a lot of emphasis on this. The other thing I would say, having staffed some of these meetings myself in the past, is how exquisitely Beijing prepares everything. They are meticulous. They really march through every blow-by-blow step.
Look at Donald Trump Jr.
and really micromanage.
Yeah, that is huge to see. That is huge to see how everything is playing out. How would that affect the market? I think it's going to be a positive effect to the market. I think that is very bullish. To see those two countries gather, shake hands, get into one room and try to sit down and discuss some commonalities. We also have the Clarity Act tomorrow. The Clarity Act tomorrow is going to be huge. The Clarity Act tomorrow is going to be huge. The United States Senate Banking Committee is scheduled to vote on the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act tomorrow, May 14th, 2026. But like I say, this is just a markup vote. It is not final passage vote. It's not a final passage vote, meaning it determines whether the bill advances from the committee to the full Senate floor. Just like last year, we had the Genius Act. The Genius Act was not a final passage vote. It was just a markup vote. Tomorrow is just going to be another markup vote. Like I said, it's going to be 13 Republicans there. Tim Scott, Senator John Kennedy, who has said he's in favor of the Clarity Act. All 13 Republican votes are needed to clear the committee threshold. It's going to be 11 Democrats there, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, leading opposition efforts. But like I say, the Democrat support remains uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty behind the Democrats with supporting the Clarity Act due to the unresolved ethic issues tied to the Trump family in relating to some of the crypto holdings. We know that Trump came out with his crypto meme coin. His wife came out with a crypto meme coin. They did some slick stuff with World Liberty Finance. So there was a lot of slick involvements with the Trump family that the Democrats are not going to let fly by that easy. So the next step for it to clear the markup. Tomorrow, I think it's going to clear the markup. Then after that, the bill is going to need 60 votes in the full Senate to pass. Then that is going to be the official passing. That's going to be the official passing. But like I said, the ethic issues with the Democrats, their hesitation is partly over the transparency requirements for crypto-related activities involving the Donald Trump family. One oppositions that they do have are the banks. The banks are opposed to the Clarity Act. They're opposed to cryptocurrency. The banking groups are lobbying against certain stablecoin provisions, warning they could encourage deposits to move from the banks to cryptocurrency. Now, the banks have been getting away with highway robbery for years. The last thing they want to do is see some competition. The banks do not want to see money getting transferred from the houses of the bank to stablecoins. No, the banks don't want to see that. The banks say, hold up, man. What is this thing you got going on called stablecoins? Why do we need stablecoins? We got the banks. What do we need the stablecoins for? So the banks are not feeling it. So that's one of the things that we are up against. That's going to be interesting to see how that play out. But that's why I think that XRP is very important. Yes, sir. I think XRP is very important because the banks are eventually going to have to play fair. The banks are eventually going to have to embrace cryptocurrency. The Clarity Act is going to get approved. So eventually the banks are going to have to say, you know what? We've been bucking up against cryptocurrency for so long. How can we meet in the middle? What do we need to do to meet in the middle? They're going to say, you know what? We got this one coin called XRP related to Ripple that will work very well with the banking institutions. And that's when XRP is going to moonshot. You talking about an $8 XRP? Excuse me. So XRP is looking great. Sitting at $1.40. Was $1.35 a few weeks ago. Still early. Still early. Coins are still down 70%. But this is the time where you want to start making sure you got your starting five. Who's in your starting five? You want to start scouting right now. You don't want to wait till the market's up. You don't want to wait till Bitcoin's $90,000 to start scouting. Wait until Bitcoin's back at $100,000 to start scouting. Who's going to be in my top five? Who am I have on my bench? By that time, all the draft picks are taken. By that time, all the draft picks are taken. Quant will work well with banks. Absolutely. There's a lot of altcoins that will work well with the banks. That's why I say, who's in your starting five? Who's on your bench? Are you ready for the banks to meet cryptocurrency halfway? Like they're going to have to? Like the banks say, we are not pro-crypto. We're not pro-Clarity Act. We don't want to see the money taken from the banks and placed into stable coins. But if it has to be that way, what can we do? How can we work together, right? That is a real thing. Buying these coins while they're low. Quant is low. XRP is low. XCN, Onyx Coin, these coins are low and beat down. They won't stay down forever. These coins are not going to stay down forever. As you can see, we could wake up to an $81,000 Bitcoin today. Bitcoin is starting to bounce. $79,300 Bitcoin. We just double bottomed. We just bounced off $78,000 support. Just bounced off another 78K support level. He said, do you trust exchanges like Kraken and Coinbase to store crypto? Or do you think physical crypto hard wallets are necessary? I like both. In cryptocurrency, my rule of thumb is I got to be diversified in both. I've seen hard wallets have issues. I've seen hard wallets get hacked. So I like Coinbase. One of the things I don't like about Coinbase is that when they do eliminate a coin, whenever Coinbase eliminate a coin, they'll give you a notice, but they'll say you got like 3 months to get this coin because we're getting ready to delist it. And if you don't do it within that 3 months, they'll lock that coin up. And then it's kind of hard for you to move that coin. That's what I don't like about Coinbase. I'm like, look, if you delist a coin, just turn my money back into cash. Don't just leave my coin over there where it's stuck. So Coinbase got some issues as far as that. But each one of those exchanges have its little quirks, but that's one of my gripes when it comes to Coinbase. But, tomorrow could be a great day. Within the next 24 hours, everything could change with cryptocurrency. The day could be tomorrow. The day could be tomorrow. Everybody's been waiting on it. Everybody's been talking about it. It is here. Oh, what a difference a day make. Liquidity is starting to stack up on both sides. Heavy sell walls sitting between $81,000 to $85,000, a key resistance zone where traders may start to take profits. Strong buy orders are clustered around 78,000 to 80,000, acting as major support areas like we just seen. We just seen the 78K support. We just seen a double bottom. We hit 78K this morning. So strong support areas. A breakout above resistance could fuel further upside momentum, while losing support may trigger increased volatility. So we have a lot of things in motion right now. We got $80,500. A lot of orders in place at 80,500. So that's going to be a level that we will watch tomorrow to see what type of pumps we will get tomorrow, if we get positive news from the Clarity Act. If we get positive news from the Clarity Act tomorrow. So everybody's going to be paying attention and glued to the internet. You might see me on TV tomorrow. I'm going to be in the front row at the Clarity Act. They're going to say that look like stock. Yep, right there in the front row. That's my Super Bowl tomorrow. MicroStrategy, I'm sure he's going to be paying attention. But like I say, this is the time to where we really need to be getting our starting five in place. We need to start looking at our positions. If it's portfolio analysis we need to start doing, we need to start doing it right now when we are near or at the bottom. Don't wait till it gets too late. Don't wait till the markets get super high and then start to want to do portfolio analysis, want to start to figure out who's going to be in your top five. He said, now what if we don't get good news tomorrow? What's the play? It's all good because we're already at great levels. We're already ahead of the game, right? We're not supposed to be at $79,000, $80,000 right now. So we're already ahead of the game. And then if we don't get good news tomorrow, it's no big deal. If the doggone Middle East crisis couldn't knock us down below 60, what can? What will? So I'm not worried about any of that. If we get knocked down tomorrow, it's just going to take us longer to climb above. But we still got that China meeting over there. We still got FOMC meetings coming. Jerome Powell's last day is Friday. Kevin Warsh, day one, Friday. We may have a Kevin Warsh party on Friday. We may have a goodbye Jerome Powell party on Friday. I might go live Friday. Might have a Jerome Powell exit, Kevin Warsh entry party on Friday. Because that's going to be bullish for the markets, believe it or not. Whether you like it or not, that is going to be bullish. So there's a lot of things that's sitting on the table that could really take this market to places where nobody thought it would go in middle of 2026. Selling may go away, huh? Will we dump tomorrow? Will it be the buy the rumor, sell the news event tomorrow? Will we dump tomorrow? He say, what if? This is cryptocurrency, the possibilities of the up, the possibilities of the down. Flip a doggone coin, but understand where we are. Understand the foundation. Understand where we are. Understand where we are going to go. Like we do every cycle. We hit that bottom. Once we hit that bottom, you know where we're going after that. Once we hit that bottom, there's only one way to go. It's only one direction to go. Now, we don't go up in a straight line, but we do go up. Always. Not sometime, but always. Not a lot of things that you could say always about, but you can say once Bitcoin hit its bottom, it always shoots up. Not in a straight line, but it always shoots up. We talking about 12 months. We talking about 24 months. Could be 3 years, but it always, not sometimes. Okay? So understand what we're dealing with. If you don't have a level of patience that's needed and necessary, it's possible that you'll crash out. It's possible that you'll let your emotions get the best of you. Same way I did with Micron. Sold that doggone thing before it started to pump. Now I look at Micron, that damn thing at $800. Whoa. You talking about, I'm pissed. I was buying this damn thing at $90, $100. But that's the way it go. Patience is so important. Let these things play out, especially if you know, love, and trust the doggone thing. I did my research on Micron. I knew that it was levels below NVIDIA and that it could get to $1 trillion market cap. I knew that. This thing got $864 billion market cap and will probably hit $1 trillion market cap next week. I knew that. But what did I do? Let my emotions get involved. Press the button. Sold it. What you doing? Right? Look at that. That's a thing of beauty. Boy, every time I see Micron, I get hot. I get hot. Sold it at $100. Had to buy back in at 300. Pissed off. But the Bitcoin bubbles are still green. We're going to see what tomorrow holds for us. Over the past week, over the past day, we know today Bitcoin was down, went from 82.5 all the way to 78K. So that is why you see the red bubbles for today, which is good. Like I said, I don't mind having a red day the day before some positive news could be at the doorsteps tomorrow. I'd rather have red as we approach some potential positive news, because that'll give the market a reason to pump also. But over the past week, you can see what direction the market has been going in over the past month. Ooh, look at that. That's the thing of beauty. That's why I say we could be. Look at Pendle. Oh my. Phew. Hey, my bench gonna be cold, but my starting five is nice, but my bench, phew, I got Pendle. Do I got Pendle coming off the bench? Nah, Pendle gotta be my starting five. Pendle gotta be my starting five, 'cause that's one of my favorite coins. A-Cash, Max V, May X318. What's going on, man? A-Cash been pumping? Let's take them like, hey, but this is an interesting thing that we're seeing. That means that altcoins are starting to wake up. Pay attention to what the market is showing. Pay attention to what the market is telling you. Altcoins are starting to wake up. Let's take a look at A-Cash. Take a look at A-Cash network. Damn, A-Cash is number 131, huh? 82 cents, the market cap $242 million. What's going on with the tokenomics? 388 million, circulating 293. Let's see how it has been moving in comparison to the rest of the market. Well, it is down 10% today. That's normal. The market is down today. Over the past week, it's up 36%. That's an excellent sign. That means it is strong. That means it is lined up with the market. Did Detroit win today, or did Cleveland win that game? What up, though? Did Detroit win? Or did Cleveland close them out? I know it was close at the end. But up 36% on the week. That is excellent. That's showing that this coin is in alignment with the rest of the market. It's not doing anything goofy. It is lining up appropriately, the way that you want to see your altcoin react. Cleveland won. Okay, so it's 3-1 or 3-2? Over the last month, this is what I'm talking about. This what I'm talking about. A-Cash, that thing up 80%. That is huge. That is nothing to, this is something to pay attention to, is what it is. This is something to pay attention to. That's why it's so important to buy these dips. 3-2, okay. So they could close them boys out in a couple days. That's why it's so important, in my opinion, to buy these doggone dips. This thing was just that 40 cent. Now it's at 82 cent. Oh, okay, it says it's an AI-related crypto. Well, we know what's going on in China right now. He said, I've been tracking the AI and compute narrative closely for most of this cycle. And both A-Cash and Tau have been building the case for that real compute demand. It doesn't have to flow exclusively through centralized cloud infrastructure. Interesting. Huh, okay. Hey, A-Cash, huh? $242 million market cap. Let's zoom out a little more. Over the past year, down 53%, not bad. The bottom was 30 cents in February. The bottom of A-Cash was 30 cents. This thing is already almost 90 cents. You talking about a 3x? Let's see, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people saying, oh, crypto, altcoins are done. It's not going to be any more 10x. It's not going to be any more 20x's. Well, it depends on where you buying at. Were you scared to buy in February when the markets were dipping? If you were buying at 30 cents, 29 cents. It's 82 cents right now. You done did a 3x just that quick. And we're, this doggone thing hit $3. That's a 10x. You hit $10, that's a 3x. 30 cents to $3 is a 10x. Cryptocurrency, things move quick. February to May, you did a 3x. March, in 3 months, you did a 3x. That's how fast it happens. You get a 12-month run on the right crypto. That's why we was hitting 20x's. We hit 30x's last cycle, man. We were knocking it out the park. So I wouldn't be surprised to see ACAS get to $3 and do a 10x for those who were courageous enough to buy at 29 cents. This coin came out last cycle. This coin hit $6, 2021. $7, 2021. So you think it can't hit $3? Oh, ye of little faith, right? 2022 bear market, 26 cents. Where the heck did we just see it at? 29 cents. This thing is lining up too good. How did I miss ACAS? Well, you're not going to be able to find them all. You're not going to be able to discover them all. But, shoot, February was the time to really get your starting five lined up. We ain't too late, but god dang. So we popped in 2023 after 2022, came back down in 2023, and then that thing ran like a big dog. $6, March 2024. Solana, Solana got rejected at $100. I like this ACAS thing. It's on COINBASE, everything. Crypto.com. God. It's heating up, folks. It is heating up. It is heating up. Yeah, Solana's heating up too, for sure. You know, we definitely gonna need Solana to heat up. We're gonna need Ethereum to heat up. That's where those are the platforms that the coins are all sitting on that we need to explode. So if Ethereum explode, Solana explode, all the altcoins are gonna go bananas, Brody. Gonna go bananas. Fear and Greed index at 45. Bitcoin dominance 60.1. Bitcoin dominance still extra strong. Imagine when the Bitcoin dominance get to like 57%. ACAS done already did a 3x and the Bitcoin dominance at 60%. We could really be in store for something exciting. We could really be in store for something huge. Clarity Act within 24 hours. A lot of great things. Vietnam approves regulated crypto market for 2026. Yeah, they got, they're going to have another meeting tomorrow discussing the Clarity Act. More than likely it's going to pass. Like I say, tomorrow is just the markup vote is what they're calling it. It's not the final passage vote, but it is the markup vote. Just like last year, we had the markup vote with the Genius Bill. Now the Clarity Act, it will be another markup vote. If all 13 Republicans tomorrow votes in favor of the Clarity Act, it will get marked up, which is passing for this level. Then after that, if it passed tomorrow, the next step, it will need, the bill would need 60 votes in the full Senate to pass. Then reconciliation with the House passed version from 2025. And then there we go. So after tomorrow's markup, then we're going to need 60 votes from the full Senate. And we good to go after that. We are, but like I say, the banks are kind of opposed to the Clarity Act, but we understand why the banks are opposed. The banks don't want people transferring their money from the banks to stable coins. So the banks are going to have to get down or lay down. The banks are going to have to come and figure out which altcoin they want to rock with. And I think it's going to be XRP. That's why I've been filling out my XRP bag. I think XRP and Ripple are going to have great partnerships with various banks. That's what I think. Vietnam plans to launch its first regulated cryptocurrency market in the third quarter of 2026. Build and license domestic exchanges and formal rules for digital assets. Officials target Q3 2026 for the first activity in the regulated crypto asset market, with 5 domestic firms already through initial licensing rounds. Now that's huge. That is huge. So just a lot of positive news that is continuing to surround cryptocurrency. As you can see, Bitcoin bounced very good off of that $78,000 support level. It bounced at 9 o'clock tonight, and it bounced this morning at 9. Wow. It bounced at 9 a.m. this morning, and it bounced again at 9 p.m. tonight. Is that a coincidence, or is that a real true double bottom? Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of excitement. If what we're seeing from these altcoins over the past week, over the past month, is not telling you enough, I don't know what more it is that you need to be told. I don't know what more it is that you need to hear. You look at some of these coins. Took a look at ACAS. Take a look at Pendle. Pendle's $1.97. Down 8% on the day, but what have it's done on the week? On the week, it's only up 5%. This thing had ran to $2.20. Over the past month, what have Young Pendle up 82% over the past month. That is why Pendle is in my starting 5 lineup. Pendle was at $1. April 15th, Pendle was at $1.03. Just hit $2.20 2 days ago. That's the way it worked. This 1 month chart says a lot to me. 1 month chart says a lot to me. This thing up almost 100%. Over the past year, now it's down 50%. Remember, it was down like 70%. So it is starting to come out of that bear market rut that it got in, that all the altcoins were in, that bear market rut. Now we see the various altcoins really start to pull out from their bottoms. Sometimes these coins just need a little bit of a breather. It was just at $6 in 2025. Now that thing was at $1 a few weeks ago. Fear and Greed Index sitting at 45. Not too bad. We also understand that Kevin Walsh will be taking his rightful place come this Friday as the new Fed chair. Jerome Powell's last day is near. Jerome Powell served his duties, did his thing, but all of that stubbornness, we want to see some interest rate cuts. Jerome Powell said, no, sir. You got to respect Jerome Powell. But Kevin Walsh is in place now. He's going to be slashing and cutting interest rates. They may even turn the money printers on. Can you imagine if they turn the money printers on? Can you imagine what plays like Pendle's going to do? Can you imagine what plays like ACAS going to do? SUI? Can you imagine what these altcoins are going to do if the money printers get turned back on? I mean, we know what the stock market is going to do. We know what these tech stocks are going to do. Micron, NBIS, Nvidia, Dell, Intel. We know what they're going to do, right? But imagine if they turn the doggone money printers on. O ye of little faith. Whoo. You talking about making exponential gains? You talking about shocking and surprising people? Oh, I didn't think that altcoins would run again. I thought that altcoins were over. I thought that Bitcoin was going to go below $60,000. That is why it's so important to dollar cost average into these various markets. Whether it's the stock market or cryptocurrency, dollar cost averaging is so important. As Bitcoin starts to quietly raise its hand back above $79,000, hey, I don't really tell people no more. After last cycle, I'm not mentioning cryptocurrency no more to nobody. If you don't watch my videos, you will never hear anything about cryptocurrency from me. I ain't telling nobody no more. I'm done. Hey, what Tupac say, picture me rolling. You see me out there rolling, they gonna say, man, how you get that whip? Buying these coins dirt cheap. Dollar cost averaging, trusting the process. Man, I'm not, no more. Hey, it's a wrap, man. He could say, man, he on vacation again. Yep. Just hit me if you need to borrow something. Holla at me if you need to hold something. I got you. I got you. This doggone thing turn up. If we get an altcoin season in 2026, look at stuff like Micron. This thing did at 9x, at 8x. I'm talking about an $864 billion market cap. You think our altcoins can't do a 20x, can't do a 10x? Come on, man. If we get the Crypto Clarity Act passed, a lot more money start to funnel into the market. People get a little bit more confidence into cryptocurrency. Man, come on now. Come on now. Just when you think it can't happen, Bitcoin will show you better than it could tell you. Altcoins say, I could show you better than I could tell you. As we push back comfortably above $79,000, what price of Bitcoin will we wake up to tomorrow? What price of Bitcoin will we wake up to tomorrow? You say Bitcoin is doing exactly what strong markets do, annoying everyone before the next big move. And that's exactly what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin is doing exactly what strong markets do, annoying everyone before the next big move. The same thing Micron did to me. I was buying at 90, buying at 100. It wouldn't move. It was annoying me. I sold it before the next big move. Price is stuck below resistance, but bulls are still defending the structure like their lives depend on it. As long as Bitcoin holds above the key support zones around $74,000, $75,000, the bullish roadmap will stay alive. That's the line in the sand right now. $74,000, $75,000 is the line in the sand. Bitcoin keeps absorbing sell pressure without breaking structure. And that's usually not bearish. You ain't lying about that. But never get too comfortable in this cryptocurrency world. in this cryptocurrency space. But we know that we're going to ascend, going to head in the upward direction. When is it going to happen? We don't know exactly when, but we do know that it is going to happen. That's one thing that we can say. Charles Schwab, great news. Charles Schwab accounts are now being rolled out to retail clients. Starting today, the first group of clients can trade Bitcoin. The first group of clients can trade Ethereum at Schwab, right alongside their other investments. There's so much bullish news out there that could really send this market into a great space. But we're going to see what happens tomorrow. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if this is your first time rocking with your boy Stock Holiday. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That's what I'm talking about. Subscribe to the channel. Click the link. Join us over there in the Patreon. We always got it going down over there. You can access me, talk to me in the Patreon. All that good stuff. But tomorrow's going to be exciting. Tomorrow kind of feel like the Bitcoin halving, but not the Bitcoin halving. Excuse me. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a very important day for altcoins, for cryptocurrency, for financial institutions. Clarity at all across the financial board. It is going to affect all across the financial board. Appreciate y'all for always rocking with your boy Stock Holiday. I'm about to get up out of here, man, but I will be tapping back in with y'all tomorrow. And that's all I got for you.